Hello, my name is Sibbies, and you can call me B, and welcome back to some more Even If Tempest. I got a new computer, so hopefully this will work out. It's a very big upgrade for what I had, for sure. And also, I've been sick this past week, so yay! I'm back now, though. My voice is still not 100%, but I really want to do this, so yay, let's investigate this guy. Woo! Whoa! First time here. Yes, the stained glass window is beautiful. It's not the first time you were here. Be careful with those. Those are priceless historical artifacts among these items. Cardinal Monaghan, what shall we do with the sculpture? This is a high-quality piece. Transfer it to the main church before the demolition. Demolition? What? Did Castle Rock finally break? No, we came to... Oh, oops. Wrong guy. What? Did Castle Rock finally break? No, we came to speak with you, Cardinal Monaghan. With me? Certainly you don't suspect that I'm the membrum, do you? Of course I do. We know nothing of the truth. Everyone is suspicious in equal measure. But I definitely shouldn't say anything of the sort. I'm not here to hit him with complaints. I think back on everything Inquisitor Lister told me. I must understand his personality and find topics of discussion that can lead us to the truth. What should I talk about to better understand Cardinal Monaghan? There was an article featuring you in the paper, Cardinal. If the details are trustworthy, then you appear to have a fondness for art. You have a painting or two at home, do you not, Car? Of course. We've actually a portrait of Evelina, my mother, hanging in the main room. I believe the painter was... Mael Diaz. Him again. Mael Diaz, yes. That legendary portrait is hanging in the Liesel home. I only ever saw it in passing when I lived at the manor, so I don't actually remember the artist, but let's go with it. That sounds right. It's a beautiful painting. And that certainly isn't a lie. That portrait manages to capture her once-in-a-century beauty so thoroughly that I momentarily forgot my hatred for her when I first saw it. Oh, I knew it. Mael Diaz truly is a genius. Only he could ever think to capture Princess Evelina's beauty. Is he so talented an artist? Talented far undersells him. He's a genius. You can turn even a cockroach into artistic beauty. A cockroach. Though I'm sure he wants to impress on him his artistic talents. I wish he would have used any other example. Your life is certainly a joyful one, Lady Liza. Oh, if only you knew. If only you knew. You're able to gaze on the beauty of Princess Evelina's portrait each and every day. Is that truly something to be so grateful for when she can meet Princess Evelina herself? Of course it is. Humans will only wither with age, but the beauty of painting lasts for eternity. I believe Mael Diaz painted Princess Evelina's visage 15 years ago, which means she was 25 at the time. She was still with her first husband. What worth would a painting have had if she'd been a young maiden in her teens? What a missed opportunity. What worth would such a painting when she'd been a young maiden in her teens? What a missed opportunity. Well, still better than a painting of the princess in their 40s. Tell me how you really feel. Interesting. Art is what gets Cardinal Monaghan talking. Maybe I can use his fondness for Male Diaz's art. The rumors paint the man as an odd one, but what genius isn't? What I wouldn't give to become his patron and have him create my perfect painting. I have risen to the ranks of Cardinal, but I cannot even obtain my deepest desires. If only I had the connections. I may be able to put you into contact with Master Diaz. You can? Well, my mother is the sister of the king. I should be able to meet with the court painter. Which is a bluff, of course. We don't have that kind of mother-daughter relationship. But I want to have an in with the cardinal, tenuous as it may be. The cardinal's words hold enough sway that Vice Commander Creus wound up tortured before the trial. Need a way to shut him up in the worst-case scenario. Can you really introduce me to Male Diaz? I can't promise you anything except my best efforts to do so. Oh, please, by all means. I'll pay whatever price you ask to meet him. The cardinal jumps on my bait. I do everything I can to keep my grin an internal one. I don't want money. We must resolve the situation as soon as possible. If I'm to introduce you to the court painter, we must end this tonight. And to do that, I want to ask you for your help. In your opinion, what do we need to capture the Membrum? You come to the right man. I'm an avid reader of mystery novels, you see. First, you must carefully examine the scene of His Royal Highness's death. After that comes witness accounts. The existence of a witness can drastically change the difficulty of a case. I understand your reasons for suspecting the Vice Commander, but I must wonder if a single witness account is enough to sway the masses. You are exactly correct. This is why I ordered the interrogation of Creus Castlerock. If he confesses, we'll be able to easily close the book on everything. Everything? Do you include the incident 13 years ago on this? 13 years ago. What? Why do you know of that? Did Castlerock speak of it? You are not to speak of that to anyone. It was a simple misunderstanding. We finish our questioning of Cardinal Monaghan and leave the church. In the incident where Creus's sister is killed, or driven off herself. Pretty good head on your shoulders. We can use that male what's-his-name if the old fart starts talking out of line during the trial. My position doesn't truly allow me to keep him at bay. It's a great help that you found a way to do so. I can't believe Inquisitor Lister is actually praising me. It doesn't strike me as the type that praises subordinates. The sudden praise that made me feel so awkward and embarrassed that I look away. Aw, girlie. The credit goes to you, Inquisitor. This all happened because you brought up the article in the tabloid. You have a right of it. I am a talented man. What? What are you laughing at? Oh, nothing at all. So, what is this about an incident 13 years ago? Did something happen between the Cardinal and Vice Commander Creus? You heard the order, did you not? I'm not to talk about it. All you need to remember is that a large abyss sits between Cass and the church. Oh, okay. Oh, and one more thing. I may have heard this wrong, but I feel like I heard the Cardinal mention something about a demolition. You heard it right. If you like this church, then visit as much as you're able. But it's such a pretty church. Why tear it down? It's deteriorated. You remember the storm a few years back? The winds cracked a portion of the stained glass window. It wouldn't cost much to repair. There are fears of another storm of that scale could destroy the building entirely. To offset any danger to the civilians, it was decided that we would demolish the church. So there's an actual reason behind it. If that's the case, then I suppose I just have to accept it. Big shots are scarily competent at fabricating reasons for things when their guilt eats away at them. Huh? Hurry it up. We got places to be. The Cardinal Inquisitor spoke of nothing but art just now. Does the Cardinal even care to see this awful incident resolved? The adherents now look less favorably on Rick Monaghan. Creus! Let's talk to Creus. Hello, Creus. Our boy in another timeline. Sad. A handsome visage that outclasses even a stage actor, and the skills that won him at the war games at the youngest age yet, the eldest son of the Marquisate, and the wings of Garuda's vice commander. Is there a man so blessed as him? He's so popular, his snapshots sell out immediately. There are even whispers on the wind of an official fan club. Creus Castle Rock, 26, is a man in control of his own branding, says a woman who knows him well. The truly terrifying thing about him is how keenly observant he is. He can view himself objectively while being sympathetic to those around him. So he sells himself as the man the other person wishes him most to be. He's not more than a con man. My mistress even... Personal details redacted. Will this self-branding of his work in his favor? Mr. Castle-Rock has been selected as sacrificium, leading to appeals from women to see him declared innocent. Their belief in their handsome noble's innocence is steadfast, but how would this fairy tale love of theirs end? I returned to the cellar to talk with the vice commander. He's been removed from his shackles, and he looks far better now than he did before. Hey, Hey, Car. Hope Tyr hasn't been giving you a hard time. Vice Commander Creus! How are your injuries? They're perfectly fine. Impossible! How can he have the energy to laugh after being tortured by Master Tyrell himself? Is this man even human? Hey, Tyr! I like to start my investigations for the trial tonight. When are you gonna let me out of here? Cardinal Monaghan has ordered that you remain under lock and key until the trial. Why? That places him at... Why? That places him at far too unfair of a disadvantage. This order is sealed with all 7 cardinals' blood. 'Tis not something that can easily be overturned. All 7 cardinals? Why go that far? Because of the incident 15 years before. It is 15 years, right? You have not made many friends in the church, I see. Why don't we assuage your boredom? Why don't we assuage your boredom with a nice round of questioning? Huh? I've already talked plenty, I think. Ah, but you have not answered my subordinate yet. I'm sorry, sir, but will you allow me to ask you some questions as well? Of course. Ask me whatever you want. First, I'd like to ask about the witness. Do you have any idea why someone would claim they saw you strike Prince Lucian down? Not a clue. I was having a quiet evening at home last night. Can anyone vouch for this? No, I was alone. I was planning to stay awake, but the next thing I knew, morning had come around. I thought I was pretty resilient to drowsiness, but I guess not. That's not so odd, though. They say that everyone falls into a deep slumber when the member commits their deed. Right, Tyr? Is that true? It is. It was the very same during the Memphis incidents 50 years ago. An article at the time reported that all throughout the kingdom were put under a sleeping spell. Then, isn't our witness account suspicious? Not even our witness should have been able to escape a magical sleep. It is Cardinal Monaghan's argument that we are still unsure if we are dealing with a self-same witch. According to him, there is a chance that sleeping magic might have not been used, should this have been a different witch. That's certainly not a chance we can ignore. We've no idea what 50 years mean to a witch compared to us humans. Can't really argue with that. And it's not like our citizens would doubt the word of a priest. It all comes down to the citizens' perceptions. It's terrifying to think this trial will come down to something so fickle. Hey, there's other things worth discussing. This is your chance to find his vulnerabilities. We may be able to use such knowledge later. Does Vice Commander Creus actually have any weaknesses? Oh! Are you an idiot? An utter dunce? Am I to assume you are a fool? Hey now, Tyr. Mind not raising a hand to my lovely subordinate? She's with the Inquisitors now. Considering my usual conundrum involves 10% carrot, 90% stick, this is nothing to cry home about. The Vice Commander is perfect. He has no weaknesses to speak of. There must be at least one! Maybe he's bald, or scrawny, or smells, or a loud snorer. Maybe he's unpopular with women, or hated by his subordinates, or an inflexible cheapskate. None whatsoever. Ugh, you are utterly maddening! She's a pretty simple. Though we continue our questioning for some time after that, I ultimately cannot figure out the Vice Commander's weak point. I tend to shift the conversation to our investigation and share what we've learned with him, but the Cardinal shows up soon afterward and chases us out. Why is the church so hostile towards Vice Commander Creus? Oh, yeah? Okay. Why is the church so hostile towards Vice Commander Creus? I wish I thought to ask. Do you think someone could dance circles around Master Tyr like that? Creus Castle Rock is as formidable as the rumors claim. If I were to mimic his mannerisms, would I be popular as well? The Inquisitors now look more favorably on Creus Castle Rock. I'm gonna grab my clothes real quick. Bed clothes, I mean, not actual clothes. Among the many stories of romance involving the princes, only one name has never been mentioned, that of Prince Lucian. His Royal Highness remains as stoic as ever, no matter the woman, and there are even stories of women being drawn to tears. The only people ever to draw a smile from that icy face are the orphans he often visited. Sammy Tippett, 8, of the Southern Quarter Orphanage, is all smiles as he speaks to us. Prince Lucian gave us many hugs, so many hugs. He's the nicest adult I ever met. The despair of seeping into his features is reminiscent of one that has lost his true brother. We investigate the boy. Oops! We always appreciate your tireless effort, Master Tyr. Where is Sammy Tippett? Right here. Come on over, Sammy. Oh. The Inquisitors are teasing that poor boy. How awful. Shouldn't we call over a night? The thing makes it look like he has earrings. Allow me to question him, Inquisitor Lester. Hello, Sammy. Could you tell us a bit about Prince Lucian? Are you his friends too? Yes, I suppose. I apparently played with him when I was much younger. What do you mean, apparently? It all happened so long ago I don't really remember much. If you include the time spent before I used Fatal Rewind, it's close to 20 years at this point. Then even I'd all forgotten before that point. I put a tight lid on my memories of happiness after my confinement. I played with him too. We played tag or sometimes hide and seek. What games do you like? I like practicing my archery skills. Is that a game? And what about you, sir? Torture! Oh, T-real. What? Torch. It's my favorite activity. I guess whirls through the area, knocking over a signboard in the process. Doesn't appear to be broken, nor was anyone injured. It all ends with a passerby riding the board. Let's continue where we left off. Sammy? Sammy's tiny body shakes violently, and his complexion pales. Remembers the sound. It's like having a flashback or something. Are you okay? Do you feel sick? What? Oh, he got abused by his principal. What's the sound of the principal? Is the principal angry? No, it was just the sound of a signboard falling over. Oh, that's good. He smiles with relief. Children cycle through their emotions quite quickly, but this change strikes me as odd. This principal, do you mean of your school? No, of the orphanage. Sammy, what are you doing? You're on food duty today, aren't you? Yes. Sorry, I gotta go. Sammy, are you okay? Bit of a hysterical crone, huh? The principal's done nothing bad. I only made her angry because I broke the rules. Rules are important, after all. You're meant to uphold them. Rich coming from a guy who sold info to a tabloid. I wanted to be Prince Lucian, but I couldn't do it. Oh, no. Please don't let the child be the one who killed him. No. Maybe just to throw it off and it's that Monaghan guy. If it's that Monaghan guy, I wouldn't care. What was that last bit about? I'm sure he just misspoke. He wanted to be like Prince Lucian. Normally, yes. That is what you'd assume. He took his... I can't help but see myself in Sammy's emaciated form. It brings back memories of my suffering at my family's hands. I can only hope I'm jumping to baseless conclusions. Hey, you've been with Sammy Tippett all day. Notice anything? Well, I couldn't tell you if it was fear for the Inquisitors or my own appearance, but he hasn't... Oh, wait. It's not car. Well, I couldn't tell you if it was fear for Inquisitors or my own appearance, but he hasn't spoken to me once. None of that matters. Have you made him understand the importance of this trial tonight? I've explained it to him, but I'm unsure as to whether he truly understands. He was truly frightened. Oh, do you think taking off my uniform would help? That won't do much for that face of yours. Maybe a cute costume would work? Use whatever methods you must to at least talk to the boy. The adults are bound to turn against him in the trial. Yes, sir. I'm off to find a cute costume. You're quite kind, Inquisitor Lester. Not everyone would be so considerate of a child in circumstances like these. Even I was aware there was a child among the sacrificia, but I hadn't truly thought about it. Our brains are made of different stuff, you see. Too right. Why must you be so earnest in your reply? And don't regard me with such esteem in your eyes, it's sickening! That expression. Oh, you like it? You like to be complimented. Inquisitor all but runs away. He told me I was sickening. I thought he enjoyed being praised, but I must have gotten it wrong. Anyway, why did Prince Lucian begin visiting this orphanage? Are we going to kill a child? Conrad. I think I read all these before. A public servant should not be looking at the royal castle with such malice. I apologize. You're of noble blood, yes. Don't start spouting nonsense about how you have a grudge against the royal family. I won't. I'm just nervous. When else would I ever question a prince of all people? You're the daughter of the king's sister. The prince is your cousin. What is there to be nervous about? Evelina is my father's second wife. We've no blood relation. Now that you mention it, I suppose you don't. Either way, your duty remains the same no matter who you're up against. Let's go. An inquisitor? Pray, stay away from their ilk. Unless you'll be afflicted by the witch's curse. Oh, how dreadful. Inquisitors are hated even within these walls. The very idea that we could infect them with a witch's curse is absurd. Yet Inquisitor Lister doesn't seem at the least bothered. Are you here the whole audience with Prince Conrad? In which case you must speak with His Royal Highness Retainer. Would you happen to be the Rose Knight? The crimson-clad knight who reigned victor of the War Games? Oh my goddess! Were you called here by Prince Conrad yet again? His Royal Highness is in the same venue. I see, thank you. What is this Rose Knight nonsense? I have no clue. This is the first time I've ever been called as such. You'd think, but in a past life. Well, it's to let us meet. Let us meet with Prince Conrad. You're surprisingly useful. It's any and every citizen's duty to respond to questioning. And I'll have them follow orders no matter how desperately they want out of it. All I need to do is threaten them with imprisonment. And there you have the source of everyone's disgust towards inquisitors. I say the problem lies more with your phrasing. Without force, not a single soul will get close to us, let alone cooperate. They're all afraid of others believing them to be a witch. A true inquisitor should inspire fear in the people so they may resist the witch's seductions. He neither has his usual cynical tone nor his mocking smile. When I look at his earnest gaze, I feel as though I'm finally getting a glimpse into his heart. An Inquisitor should inspire fear. He truly believes that. A great number of nobles are gathered in the ballroom. Easy laughter and graceful dances are no different than what you would find at any ordinary party. Can they seriously enjoy themselves now, when the prince had just died? An Inquisitor! Why is he here? Prince Conrad, we have come to inquire about the recent incident. Would you have the time to speak with us? Prince Conrad! You're raising quite the ruckus. It's been a while. Don't let it show on your face. The moment you let out even a drop of bloodlust, it's over. Keep it together. Keep it together. I do apologize for interrupting the pleasantries. Would you cooperate with our investigation? I suppose I have no choice. Everyone, please continue. You needn't to worry about me. I consider arranging for another room, but the attendees would be worried should I disappear from their sights. Though hectic, I prefer to talk here. As long as we can ask our questions, the location doesn't matter. It is an honor to make your acquaintance, sir. I am Inquisitor Tyrael I. Lister. So you're the loyal and talented Inquisitor I've heard of. You're younger than I thought you'd be. And who might this beautiful woman be? Goose flesh covers my skin as my whole body shivers. Conrad stares at me strangely, and Inquisitor Lister glares reproachfully. Every word he utters is nothing but lies, so to hear praise from him is nothing but revolting. I am Caroline Zell. I knew it. I wanted to meet you as soon as I could. You were at the party last night as well, correct? I was, despite your gracious invite. However, illness saw fit to force me home early. What a shame. Either way, congratulations on your win at the War Games. The first woman victor of the games turned out to be my very own cousin. Your victory makes me as happy as if it were my own. You flatter me. I am here today as an Inquisitor. I was under the impression you were a knight in the wings of Garuda. She's with us for only a time. We borrowed a few recruits from the wings to supplement our paltry numbers. I see. Though there have been fewer witching incidents lately, it was a mistake to downsize the Inquisitor Order in response. Judgments such as those I leave in the hands of those above my pay grade. Oh wait, my bad. Judgments such as those I leave in the hands of those above my pay grade. It is more important that we focus on safely seeing this trial to a conclusion. Ah, yes. About that, Inquisitor. Must I participate in the trial? You literally have no choice. It'll zap you there. With Lucien's death, only I remain to inherit the throne. Though I have a younger brother, he is not fit for the task. Should something happen to me, the country's future will fall into the shadows. I cannot put my life in danger for the sake of a witch's game. Surely you understand. This son of a... What a purely selfish reason. He feels nothing at the prospect of bringing his brother's killer to justice, and sees little reason in trying to prove his own innocence. Surely you don't suspect me of the crime. I am the scion of the goddess, Norna. I would not fall into her enemy's hands so easily. Need I remind you, yet another scion was murdered. Night belongs with the witch. The light of the goddess may not break through the darkness. That is where you're wrong. I recognize how harsh this sounds, but his mother was a commoner. Mine and Parker's mothers were of a branch line to the royal family, but his wasn't. Need I say more? I am disgusted that I believed in and trusted this man for even a moment. If your blood could truly offer protection, why do you object to this trial? You're the only one trying to weasel your way out of this with a flimsy excuse. This is the kind of person Conrad really is. He mercilessly exerts his influence over others with gentle smiles. I understand your reluctance to participate, but I regret to inform you that, as a witch is at the helm, things may not go as you wish. I have no choice, in other words. If previous carnivals are any indication, then yes. Has a member of the royal family been chosen as a sacrificium before? In her last one, Lucian was. That I do not know. These incidents are always so sudden that there's barely enough time to properly record the goings-ons. I see. Why are you so against appearing in the trial? If the light of the god is protecting you, what do you have to fear? You do make a good point. That was too easy. What happened to the reluctance? Is there anything else you want to ask him? There are many things that bother me, but after some thought, I decided to ask the one that tops them all. Could you tell me how you spent your time from last night till now? From 9 last night to 7 in the morning, when I received news of Lucian's death, I was at my party here, after I met with Father and various officials to discuss what we do from here. The meeting was cancelled midway due to Father's failing health. I didn't want to simply wait until the trial, so I decided to host yet another party. You think of me callous for hosting a party on the heels of my own brother's death. I understand how you feel. I truly do. Honestly, I want to mourn his passing. So many believed us to be at odds, but the truth couldn't be more different. I loved him dearly, and I could tell he was fond of me in return. Please believe me, we were terribly close. But I'm a prince as well. It is my duty to guide the anxious peoples of his kingdoms to more tranquil waters. There are those who believe in being in the presence of our goddess's descendants provides safety. It is obvious that I should work for my subjects as a member of the royal family. Conrad looks at us with such an earnest gaze. Those passionate eyes grip at the hearts of all that listen. That is what makes him so terrifying. Did he hold last night's party for the same reasons? I did. Despite the sudden announcements, roughly 50 of the most devout nobles had made their appearance. And you never slept? Not once. And how were the nobles in attendance? Did any suddenly fall into slumber? Suddenly fall into slumber? Yes, the Inquisitor came this morning, did mention something of the sort. The witch casts sleep on the people when the member commits his crimes. Yet not a single person slept. If you don't believe me, feel free to talk to anyone here. Will someone come join us? You called, sir? Oh! Ah! Orla! Hi, Orla. Sorry, the guy you had a thing for is dead. Again. You're coming at a wonderful time. Your older sister is here, Orla. Huh? My sister? Oh my goodness! It's been so long. We haven't seen each other in nearly 8 years. I barely recognized you. It's been that long. I left Eliza home, determined to make a name for myself as a knight. But I've heard that you left home to devote yourself to the church. Could you imagine mine and Father's surprise when we heard you were in the wings of Garuda? And today she's here as an Inquisitor. They want to ask about our party last night. Will you indulge them? As an Inquisitor? Oh my. She eyes us with such clear disdain that I worry for Inquisitor Lister. He remains as expressionless as ever. I heard last night's party continued into sunrise. Did you notice anything suspicious? Not at all. Prince Conrad kept us all safe from the dangers of the night. It was quite the enjoyable party. It was just a shame that Prince Lucian couldn't have joined us. I nearly forgotten about how smitten she was for Prince Lucian. Prince Lucian would never appear at a party hosted by the opposition. I see Orla is as uninformed about political struggles as ever. Our Inquisitors here were wondering if any of the guests fell asleep. Why did I say like fell asleep? Did you notice anything of the sort? Surely you didn't fall asleep. Only children could fail to enjoy the evening, and I don't recall inviting any. Of course I remained awake. I never did do something so discourteous. Suspicious. We asked for nobles in attendance as well, but they all gave us the same answer. Do you understand now? No witch used their magic here. Oh, but I suppose it's worth considering this hall is as under her protection. Either way, the result remains unchanged. I see you still distrust me. What to do? Oh, I know. We have a member of the clergy here last night as well. His name was Caleb Farnon. Sure you'll believe the word of a holy man? And he's apparently a witness for this case from what I heard. Is there anything else you need? I'd like to get back to my guest. I doubt he's been genuine with us. All of his answers sound like he's reading off a card. We won't be able to reveal his true nature by simply repeating our questions. Is there anything I can do to retaliate against him? Do you ostracize Prince Lucian? Are you happy he's dead? Is the king truly suspicious of you? I can't ask any of that. He likely has answers prepared for any questions involving this incident. I need to ask something he'd never otherwise expect. Prince Lucian would often visit the orphanage in the southern quarter. Prince Lucian would often visit the orphanage in the southern quarter. Do you happen to know why that was? Conrad's plastic smile finally slips off his face. He glares at me coldly. To earn points, I assume. If your remaining questions are similarly bland, then I say we call this to a close. Do excuse me. Why did you ask him about the orphanage? It just came to mind. I've been curious about Prince Lucian's frequent visits when I noticed it in the records. I assumed it was part of the royal family's philanthropic duties, but Prince Conrad's reaction tells me otherwise. This was Prince Lucian's act alone. What did you think of his reaction? That we finally got a look at his genuine disposition right at the very end. I felt the same. Why did his smile falter at the mention of the orphanage? I'm curious about it, but the remainder is enveloped in fog. None of his words had any depth. It was all surface-level decoration. This is the first time I ever met a woman unaddled by his appearance. Oh, we were at some point. Do you believe Prince Conrad to be the Membrum? Do you? I can't say anything, given we haven't talked to everyone yet. At the moment, however, I do find him to be the most suspicious. He's the only sacrificial with a prominent motive. Holding a party goes against common sense, and it's odd that he's so against appearing in court. Is it so odd? I don't think so. Not only do we have no idea what could happen, but death awaits those who screw up one too many times. But he's our crown prince. Someone that should be providing a model for our citizens shouldn't act to instead incite their fear. His argument is fairly a rational one. As a scion of the goddess, he is protected from a witch's curse. Therefore, there is no need for him to be at the trial. You truly believe this is such an unverifiable claim? The inquisitorial order is under the church's jurisdiction. Who am I to doubt the goddess's divine powers? And what does Tyrael Eyelister believe? Prince Conrad is innocent. Huh? Cass may have a witness account against him, but it is Prince Conrad that is in the most dangerous situation. Even snot-nosed kids know the story of how at odds Prince Conrad and Lucien were. He knows that he be the #1 suspect if Prince Lucien were to die. Membra are those who have hearts have been destroyed by a witch, though Membrum have before completely lost their reason. Had that happened to him, he would have wished for something else. Inquisitor Lister speaks as if he deeply understands Conrad. When I look up at him with a raised eyebrow, he harumps down at me. What's the point of questioning someone if you can't intuit this much out of their answers? As talented as ever, I was entirely unable to get a read on him. His Royal Highness desires the throne, and Prince Lucien was his rival. But is he closer now that Prince Lucien has passed? Not at all. Those nobles that supported Prince Lucien believed Prince Conrad to be the culprit, or rather they hoped it was him. Should Prince Conrad come out of this unscathed and claim the throne, those nobles would have to reckon with their loss. They're certainly planning to sabotage him. That ridiculous party was held to strengthen his base. He wants to inspire a sense of solidarity among them. And there were those in Prince Lucien's faction there as well. Did Prince Conrad reach out to them? Or did those nobles approach the prince of their own accord? Well, it's probably both. That article was probably the final blow. Had that not been published, Prince Conrad would be panicking far less. And completely taken aback, we saw and heard the same exact things, yet Inquisitor Lister's ability to extract information from our surroundings far surpasses mine. He really is as incredible as they say. Brill! Present, you called, sir? Leave the hall to the royal guard and follow Prince Conrad. Should His Royal Highness show any signs of leaving the premises, have someone else contact me at once. Yes, sir. Why must he be supervised? All in preparation for the worst-case scenario. The worst-case scenario? We have a witness telling us that Creus came out of the greenhouse. Prince Lucien was later found dead at 3 in the morning. How would you discredit this claim? Sleeping magic. The witch puts people to sleep when the member commits his crime, making it odd for the witness to be awake at the time. I'd aim for this contradiction. Exactly. Our best bet is to bring up the case from 50 years ago an example. That being said, the Cardinal has argued that we can't know for sure if it's the same tactics are being used this time. How do you argue against his claim? Oops. I had planned to remain awake through the night, but at some point I fell asleep. As did I, but I can already see the Cardinal's response. Didn't exhaustion simply catch up with you? But that's just another possibility, sure. That's just another possibility. Sure, we may not be able to prove the witch used his magic, but we don't have any proof it wasn't used. Oh! He'll use Prince Conrad's testimony. Prince Conrad hosted a party the night of the crime and claims not one of the attendees fell asleep. Let's say, hypothetically, the Cardinal wants to pin this crime on Cass for some reason. To do that, he prepares a false witness. Then there's Prince Conrad, whose motive puts him in dangerous waters. The motives that supported Prince Lucian have distanced himself from him, putting him at a disadvantage in a people's court. Now let's say they join forces. The Cardinal can advocate for the witness, while Prince Conrad gives the final push of the legitimacy it needs. If that goes as planned, Cass is dying tonight. And that is why I signed a lookout for Prince Conrad. I only hope we're not too late. Considering the Cardinal was in the cellars until recently and His Royal Highness is also fairly busy, I don't think I have time for a clandestine meeting, but you can never be too sure. If Vice Commander Creus is charged for this crime, what happens? If we don't execute the Memrum tonight, someone else will die. We'll have another trial tomorrow. What's the point in earning only one more day of safety? Oops. Oh, oops. My bad. If we don't execute the Membrum tonight, someone else will die. We'll have another trial tomorrow. What's the point in earning only one more day of safety? When humans are faced with their death, they'll do whatever they can to make even a temporary escape. They can't simply deal with tomorrow when it comes. But if that happens, the Vice Commander would be the most disadvantaged out of them all. Are the Sacrificia allowed to collude like this? Only the Witch knows the rules. You have no say in what happens. Either way, we can't say for sure they join forces. The Church isn't fond of his propensity to invoke the goddess's name, and Prince Conrad often defiles the Church's proclamations. And I think we're done. Gonna end investigation. On this night of chaos, a fiendish moon hangs from the sky. What a sinister moon. Is this part of the witch's performance too? It's about time we speak to the witness. Do you know which church he works out of? Master Tyrael! I've been looking all over for you. There's something I wish to report. Our witness, Caleb Farron, was carried to the hospital in critical condition. What? His chronic illness flared up during questioning, leading to a loss of consciousness. We're no longer able to question him. Well, things are certainly careening in a suspicious direction. What shall we do, sir? I'd like to vitally resuscitate the man, but I assume there are the church officials in the hospital. There seems to be so, yes. Then we leave Farron be. Go keep watch over Prince Conrad and let me know immediately if he makes a move. Yes, sir. Have you done what I asked? Yes, somehow. Shall we really leave it at that? Yes, it should be fine. I'll handle the rest. We're all done for! The man starts screaming in the middle of the market. Prince Lucian was killed. He was the scion of the goddess. This witch is out to destroy us all. Please, oh powerful witch, I'll do anything as long as you spare my life. Not wife. Screw her. You can kill her. It's fine with me. Upon hearing the commotion, 2 Inquisitors run towards us. Perfect timing, Sanguine. Kaufman, go calm that man down. I imagine there will be more outbursts like these throughout the city. Kaufman, talk to the knights and have them strengthen their guard. Yes, sir. Tall, Go find Stump and tell him to give him a progress report. He should still be out. He should still be out at the Hideout News. Yes, sir. After he rambles off his orders, the others go running. No wonder he's called the finest Inquisitor of this generation. He's quick to understand the situation and formulates a clear plan and response. Are you having them write another article? This is a people's court, meaning the people are more involved than they believe. I asked the church to inform the masses, but they only told those who visited. Everyone had their eyes on the Hideout News because of their articles on the Sacrificia. If they put out an extra issue, people are sure to buy it. Did you sell news on the Sacrificio to the newspaper as part of your investigation? You had a reporter gather information on the off chance that the Cardinal would hinder your own efforts and deny you the necessary people need to investigate. I didn't have my hopes quite that high. I strongly impressed that they don't exaggerate their articles, so I doubt they've written any lies. But they only had so much time, the articles weren't much. The information is a nice little extra. What I wanted was to make the Sacrificial panic. He's always 10 steps ahead of everyone else. Before my first major rewind, Vice Commander Creus introduced me to him, and then this man saw me burned at the stake. But I wonder now if he perceived something pertinent back then. I lowered my head, fully humbled. I assumed you sold information for gold because I was ignorant to your true aims. I'm ashamed and truly sorry. Isn't that where most people would normally complain? You know, when they say so from the beginning and all that. Not at all. We're not so close I expect you to reveal everything to me as so easily. And as your subordinate, I should be able to intuit your reasoning. He's like, huh? Some face. No! Enough of those hurt his eyes! I'm going back to my office. There's something I want to check before the trial. Okay, bye, dear. So this is Inquisitor Lister's office. It's a very practical room. Everything you think to need is everything you ever think you... Fuck. It's a very practical room. Everything you ever think to need is somewhere in here. But there's not a single unnecessary article. It's a representation of Inquisitor Lister himself. Wait, something feels off. Stop staring into space and start reading. He pushes a thick stack of papers into my hands. This is a copy of the Treatise on Witches. Treatise on Witches? What's that? A compendium of our knowledge on witches. An ordinary person would have their heart worn away and become crazed by the knowledge within, so only those protected by the goddess may read it. It contains everything the clergy inquisitors have discovered. The original is treated as a forbidden tome and kept in the depth of the church. The copy obviously cannot leave this room. The book used to be in possession of the inquisitorial order, but 30 years ago a certain inquisitor read too deep and lost himself to its evil influence, so it now belongs to the church. And faced with a veritable tower of papers, how much effort did it take to copy this by hand? So this is why you hadn't begun your investigations, I take it. I sniped the thing a few times and made my way through copying it, so I didn't actually think it'd be that much. Deciphering the special alphabet it uses took up more of my time. You sniped it? So you took it from the church without permission? Capturing witches is our job. This information we need. I'm not so soft that I'll take responsibility for some stranger's mistake. Those expression remained static. His voice drips with incredulity. He's right. Inquisitors are the first line of defense against the witches. The knowledge written in the treatise belongs in their hands. How odd. I feel like I heard something similar before. Garduas are the goddesses' birds, and have regulations benefiting of their status and such. We have to be careful keeping records on them. And we can't wound their bodies even after death, not even for research. We don't even know how many organs they have in result. Our knowledge of them is significantly lacking. I can count on one hand how many surefire ways we have to treat them if something happens. As those in service of the science of the goddess, we must protect these regulations with our lives. I feel like I'm so close to remembering something. I better bring this thing back before they realize it's gone. I should still be in the clear. He splits the transposed treatise into two and hands me one half. Look through records of past trials to see if there's a way to drag the witch to the stand. The key to this trial is whether or not sleeping magic was used. And to find that out, we have no choice but to ask the witch. We have 4 carnivals previously. See if any of them featured the witch showing themselves. Since we're short on time, we'll split the work. I'll take the last 2 trials, so you search for the first 2. Yes, sir. Nothing. Oh! Did you find something? A dark shadow of some kind appeared during the second trial. A dark shadow? Was that the witch? What led to its appearance? Well, the shadow apparently appeared to kill the facilitating inquisitor. I see. Only Sacrificia may participate in debates, so he must have broken the rule. So the only way to bring out the witch is to put yourself on the chopping block. Not that I'm going to do that. You won't catch me making such an idiotic sacrifice. Unfortunately, we don't have any other evidence of a witch appearing during a trial. So it seems. Is there no way to verify whether or not magic has been used? If there's no precedent, then we simply need to make one. Understood. If there's no clear path for us, then we must make the road ourselves. But how? If things continue as is, the Vice Commander's death is all but assured. But if he's not the Membrum, then we'll have yet another murder tonight. Hey. Yes? What is the deciding factor of any battle? Tactics. Bzz, the answer is your face! My face? If your face is enough to snuff, you lose. He hits me with an incredibly irrational argument. Sure, the Inquisitor's quite pretty, but does that really matter? I'm not talking about your features here. How would you feel if you saw your enemies shuffle up looking worried or frightened? Do you think you could lose to someone so obviously weak? Victory belongs to those who remain stout and full of pride. Once you look like you've lost, you have in fact lost. It takes his warning to make me realize I've physically curled into myself. I stand up so straight my chest expands, filling my lungs with clear air. Once I take that deep breath, the fear I'd taken hold of my heart slowly begins to dissipate. It's almost 11 p.m. We only have an hour into the trial. I see the Inquisitor working as the facilitator is called to the trial before the Sacrificia. It also says here that the witch's magic is what brings us to the courtroom. It's a bit hard for me to imagine what kind of magic this is. I feel sick at the thought of the witch coming to grab me in this room. Should they come grab me personally, I'm gonna wait outside. What will you do? I'll go too. How can we get the witch to appear in the courtroom? If that obnoxious witch is behind us, he'll probably come out if I ask just to laugh at our requests. He's entirely too unpredictable. Oh, now that I think of it, he's a man. Same with Rune. The goddess Norna, the witches, just what are they really? Why are they at odds with each other? What happened between them? The Nornan faith is our national religion, but I know almost nothing about it. It felt like the religion of some far-off country, both during my confinement and during my single-minded knight's training. I think that was because I knew that, in the most painful moments, no goddess will come to save me. I come this far with neither hope nor expectations of salvation. I can't just remain in the dark. I should look into this a bit more thoroughly. Hello? What? Sweat drips down my back. I feel myself going deathly pale and my body stiffens like a fresh corpse. My mind is a whirlwind of questions. Why is that thing here? And why now? Why does it shoot up in front of me? I'm going to be killed again. Inquisitor Lister stands right next to me. I see citizens walking along the road. I'm not the only one that's going to die. I have to protect everyone, but how? How can I win against this thing? Wait. Good evening, Master Tyrell. What? Whoops, huh? What's with that ridiculous costume? Are you shirking your duties? I'm using this costume to earn Sammy's trust. My gruff appearance has him terrified of me, so he refuses to talk. You must know this character, don't you? It's Mr. Indy, the mascot, quite popular with children. I should be able to get Sammy to open up to me with his costume. This is a character popular with children? It is. Oh, I'm not the actual costume actor. This is a rental replica that I had to pay for. I don't care if he's Mr. Stardy or Mr. Indy. You come to talk to me for a reason, yes? I have a message from Inquisitor Toll. Prince Conrad never once left the castle, nor did he ever meet with the Cardinal Monaghan. Thank goodness. This saves Vice Commander Creus from suffering a catastrophic disadvantage. And what about a kid? You better have gotten him to understand the severity of the situation. I did. Thanks to Mr. Indy, I was able to get Sammy to listen to my explanation. I believe he has sufficient understanding. Did he manage to find out anything new regarding the incident? Nothing groundbreaking, no. The orphanage principal placed Sammy in the timeout room after that, so there wasn't much time for discussion. Even though we must find the member room tonight. I imagine she wanted to keep Sammy away from the other children. His collar was scaring them all. It's hard to find fault with her actions when considering the other kids, but we have far too little information about Sammy. Why was Sammy punished? From what I heard, he stole another child's clothes. Clothes? Sammy dirtied his own clothes while cooking. He apparently took off his own dirty clothes and took another child's to avoid being yelled at. Oh, I have another thing to report. A bookmaker had appeared in the central square. He claims he'll distribute prize money to those who accurately predict who the memrum is. People gambling with human life? Are they mad? Oh, they're perfectly sane. There's nothing more enjoyable than safely watching a tragedy unfold. As you surmise, it turned into a successful venture. All for the nobility to the plebeian have participated. These are the people we are meant to protect. Disappointed. Here are the midterm results of the bets. Most think it's Conrad. vice commander is in second place. Cass's appointment has more to do with notoriety, and how many people actually suspect him. Exactly. Vice Commander Krios has no reason to go after Prince Lucien's life. Prince Conrad is likely to receive the most of the votes during the trial proper, too. It's not that simple. It's not? Prince Conrad was embroiled in a fight for the crown with Prince Lucien. The end seems rather clear. Rather than answer Inquisitor Rep's question, Inquisitor Lister turns to me. Self-sacrifice. I hate it so much it makes me hurl. But you, Miss Red, is your forte, is it not? If Cass really is our member, then we've no problems. But if he isn't, then 2 innocent people will die tonight. That does not, however, give us leave to be hasty. I will beat you into oblivion if you think to break the rules intentionally to bring the witch out. My breath hitches in my throat when he speaks, his voice ringing menacingly to my ears. Do I sound menacing? I'm menacing! Why do you think I'd act in that manner? You don't exactly know much about me. All it took you was the image of your superior being tortured to have you blindly rush the Inquisitors. You aren't that hard to read. Yeah, you got us. Some paint self-sacrifice is a beautiful act, but it is an essence of aggrandizing act to those too weak to properly plan an alternative. And he says that because he doesn't know the truth. My death opens up new paths to me that no ordinary person has access to. If Inquisitor Lister knew of the fatal rewind, then even he would. Have you read through the treatise on witches? Not yet. Only had enough time to make it through the descriptions of the second night. In the trial 50 years ago, humans let the member go free. Is this why the church works to keep this a secret? The citizens' trust in the church would plummet if they discovered the church lost to a witch. But we'll win for sure this time. Area around us warps. Colors and shapes mix together as all is engulfed by chaos. We're at the trial! Where are we? Welcome, welcome! How was your investigation? Hello. You! We are lacking in desperation. We need more screams, more blood, more hatred. We can't start this festival without them. So, I think it's time for you to die. Wow. Withering flower, too. I think this is a good place to stop it because my voice is... They want cheese and crackers. I think that'll be tasty. Cheddar. But thank you so much for watching. I'm definitely excited to be recording more. I know I say this a lot, but things happen. Life and shit. Yeah, but yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!